So, it's Halloween, the scariest time of the year. So how can we incorporate that into Pokemon? Well, ghost types. Ghost types are actually some of the scariest and craziest things in the Pokemon world, and their Pokedex entries definitely reflect that. So, because it is Halloween, in today's video I'm gonna go over the 15 creepiest Pokemon Pokedex entries. Now, of course, if you guys are excited for this video, drop a like down below, it really does help out. Subscribe if you're brand new, I do daily Pokemon content on this channel, and also leave a comment down below with the creepiest Pokemon entry that you've ever seen to spice up that comment section. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's get into the video and take a look at the creepiest Pokemon Pokedex entries. So coming up first, we have Yamask. Now, Yamask is a creepy Pokemon anyway. It's got like a human face at the bottom. It's creepy. It's really scary. However, though, its Pokedex entry is creepy. Now, each of them carry a mask that used to be its face when it was human. Sometimes they look at it and cry. So let's basically break this one down. The thing used to be human. It is trapped on Earth, bearing its own death mask, and it cries when it remembers that it used to be alive. More than anything else, Yamask raises one major question: what even are Pokemon if this sort of thing is around? Coming up next, we have Phantump. Now, Phantump looks like a cute little tree Pokemon. It's a little cutie. However, though, its Pokedex entry is the complete opposite of that. So basically, Phantump, according to old tales, this Pokemon are stunts possessed by the spirits of children who died while lost in the forest. So yeah, pretty creepy. And also, just like Yamask, Phantump was once human. It seems like there was a good chance that people just turn into ghost type Pokemon when they die. But what happens to Pokemon when they die? Did they turn into ghosts as well? Who knows? Still a pretty creepy Pokedex entry at the end of the day. Coming up next, we have Lampent. Now, Lampent Pokedex entries state that the spirit it absorbs fuels its baleful fire. It hangs around hospitals waiting, yes, waiting for people to die. This Pokemon waits as a normal lamp, just watching until people pass away so they can absorb its life force into its own lamp. It's so creepy. So just a quick synopsis of this. Lampent is basically a little monster of a Pokemon. Apparently Lampent waits for people to die so that they can descend upon their souls like a miniature Grim Reaper and then burn them for eternity. One of the relatively common Pokemon is handing out fates worse than death to people unfortunate enough to die near it. So yes, very creepy Pokemon. Coming up next, we have Gourgeist. Now, why is Gourgeist so creepy? It's just a little pumpkin, great for Halloween. Yeah, just don't ever go near one. So basically, it enwraps its prey in its hair-like arms, and it sings joyfully as it observes the suffering of its prey. So basically, wraps you up with its little hair or whatever you call it, sings at you whilst you're like terrified and you're suffering and everything like that. So yeah, if there's one common thing to take away from this list, it's that you should never trust the cute things in the Poke universe. This elongated jack-o'-lantern, for instance, just wants to sing happy songs as it watches things suffer. That's like some serial killer creepiness kind of thing. I don't even want to ever catch another one of these things ever again. Coming up next, we have Drifloon. Now, Drifloon, another cute little Pokemon. But of course, if the last entry has anything to say about that, don't go near a Drifloon, especially if you're a child. So why do I say that? Well, let's take a look. So basically, these Pokemon are called the signpost for wandering spirits. Children holding them sometimes vanish. So yes, this adorable little purple balloon with their cloud on its head just straight up kidnaps children and presumably just murders them. Wait, the playable characters in the Pokemon games are kids. These things actually trying to kill us? That's kind of creepy when you think of it like that. Coming up next, we have Cacturne. Now, Cacturne is, of course, not a ghost-type Pokemon, but still very creepy at the end of the day. And let me tell you why. So, of course, packs of Cacturne follow travelers through the desert until the travelers can no longer move. So basically, Cacturne is a Pokemon that lets us take a break from all of the existential dread of death in the Pokeverse, chill out for a little while. Remember that Pokeverse is a setting where groups of living cacti ambush helpless travelers and pretty much kill them. They're basically waiting for you to die. So yeah, if I was in the Pokemon universe, wouldn't go to a desert. No, wouldn't even set foot near any of them. Nah, not this guy. I'm just gonna chill at the Pokemon Center. Coming up next, we have Yveltal, a legendary Pokemon. What could be so creepy about this? It's a great dude. Well, I'm so glad you asked. So basically, when Yveltal's life comes to an end, it absorbs the life energy of every living thing and turns into a cocoon once more. So you know how Pokemon never really die and only ever get KO'd? Yveltal is a one Pokemon reason to be grateful for that. So when Yveltal dies, it will basically absorb the life energy of every living thing. To be fair, this might be like Goku's Spirit Bomb and may not be too harmful, but for a Poke Avatar of Death, that might be wishful thinking. So basically, when this dies, everyone dies. It's a wrap. Coming up next, we have Cofagrigus. There's a lot of R's and G's and I's in there. You know who I'm talking about. He's on your screen right now. So anyway, why is this Pokemon so creepy? Well, I'm so glad you asked. It has been said that Cofagrigus swallow those who get too close and turn them into mummies. They like to eat gold nuggets. It's actually in the entry. So yeah, it's another Pokemon that eats people. Tomb raiding is not a safe profession at the best of times, and this guy does not help that matter at all in the Pokemon universe. So, but does that make any distinction between tomb raiders and actual archaeologists? Maybe archaeology is a really dangerous profession in the Pokeverse too, especially with Cofagrigus roaming around turning people into mummies. Next up we have Giratina, another legendary Pokemon. Well, so Giratina was banished for its violence. It silently gazed upon the old world from the distortion world, so that's actually super creepy. So it was banished to a dark world for an act of violence by the creator of the universe, basically, which is Arceus. So Giratina is basically Poke Satan. Pokemon is a setting where you can capture Pokeguard and Poke Satan all in the same generation, to be fair. So yeah, that's kind of crazy and creepy at the same time. Coming up next, we actually have Gorbis, a water type Pokemon that kind of looks a little bit like a dolphin. And yeah, what's wrong with this? Well, yes, you're in for a treat. So although Gorbis is the very picture of elegance and beauty while swimming, it is also very cruel. When it spots prey, this Pokemon inserts its thin mouth into the prey's body and drains the prey of its body fluid. So it's basically a Poke Vampire. Admittedly, this is probably the last thing one would guess a vampire would look like, but be afraid of this very cutesy Pokemon because you don't want it anywhere near you at all. Coming up next, we have Kadabra. Now, you might have heard about this one at some point, but basically, its Pokedex entry states that it happened one morning. A boy with extrasensory powers awoke in bed transformed into Kadabra. So, if you believe this unusual Pokedex entry, there's a chance that Kadabra are all human beings that simply awoke one morning transformed into Pokemon. But what does that say about Abra and Alakazam? Are they also people? I really don't know, but it's still a creepy Pokedex entry at the end of the day. Coming up next, we have Drowzee. Although it does have one of the best cries in the game, it's also got a very creepy Pokedex entry to go with that as well. So, if you think that you had a good dream, but you can't remember it, a Drowzee probably ate it. So, in the Pokeverse, people forget dreams because Pokemon eat them. It's just a little bit spooky that Drowzee is able to eat people's dreams, memories, and it's even spookier that other Pokedex entries say it prefers the dreams of children. Also, if it keeps eating nightmares, it'll just keep coming back and start eating like your brain cells and stuff like that. Like, this dude is scary. Do not catch one. Stay away from Drowzee, people. Coming up next, we have Misdreavus. Now, Misdreavus is another cute ghost type Pokemon until you read its Pokedex entry. So, a Pokemon that startles people in the middle of the night, it gathers fear as its energy. So, there are a lot of vampiric Pokemon in the world. So when a Pokemon isn't literally burning your soul as fuel for its lamp, it's scaring the heck out of you to eat your fear. So it's scaring you to eat your fear. It's just weird. So many levels weird. Coming up next, we have Haunter. Haunter is a very creepy Pokemon, and let me tell you why. So in the Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire Pokedex entries, it states that Haunter is a dangerous Pokemon. If one beckons you while floating in darkness, you must never approach it. This Pokemon will try to lick you with its tongue and steal your life away. So basically, get licked by a Haunter, just like Misty did in the anime, and you apparently die. So yeah, technically Misty died, if it has any relevance to the games. Finishing things off though, as our last creepiest Pokédex entry is Litwick, one of the cutest Pokemon showcased in today's video. Well, Litwick actually shines a light that absorbs the life energy of people and Pokemon, which becomes the fuel that it burns. Also, while shining a light and pretending to be a guide, it leeches off the life force of any who follow it. So if you see a Litwick, you're like, I don't know how to get out of this creepy forest. Litwick's like, oh hey, follow me. I saw the exit about this way, 2 miles this way. You're like, oh sweet, thanks Litwick. Leads you down a dark alley, steals your life force. It's basically what Litwick does. But with that, does wrap up today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did making it. I thought I wanted to make a creepy video for Halloween. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like, subscribe if you're brand new, comment your creepiest Pokédex entry as well. I do really want to see them. Let's see if we get the spookiest Halloween that we can. Also, check out a couple of the videos coming onto your screen in a second. I really appreciate it if you check them out. And of course, if you enjoyed this one, I hope you enjoy those as well. That is everything from me though, guys. So thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. Stay safe this Halloween. And thank you once again, guys. Peace.